There has been a lot of heat on David Dobrik recently because of some of the past vlogs that he's made.
Hey guys, it's David. I want to come on here real quick and address some conversations that have been going on the internet.
I'm not going to talk about everything, but I want to talk about the video that he posted on his Views podcast channel, which is an apology.
I've made over 600 videos, and I've made a bunch of TikToks, Vines, Instagram stories, tweets, the whole thing. And I'm obsessed with what I do. I love being able to make people happy for a living, and that's all that I want to do.
An apology was made because of a Business Insider article. So I want to talk about the article, and I want to talk about the apology that may or may not have ended David Dobrik's career in under 2 minutes. In order to figure out who he's apologizing to, let's kind of dissect the video that he posted.
That being said, consent is something that's super important to me. Whether I'm shooting with a friend or shooting with a stranger, I always make sure that whatever the video I'm putting out, I have the approval from that person.
David claims to pride himself on consent, but a lot of footage has come out recently that kind of contradicts everything that he's saying. The most recent example is a prank that he pulled on Seth, where he tricked Seth into making out with another Vlog Squad member, Jason Nash.
And what people don't understand, in that moment, I never gave him my consent.
And then he tried to pay him to keep the video up.
But, you know, I need you to take these videos down because they legitimately have caused me so much trauma. I just want to try to get away from it. And then he, you know, offers to pay me money to keep the videos up.
Second instance, Corinna and Todd, two of his friends, were caught having relations in the backseat of his car, and he filmed it.
Serious? Just drive the car. Right in front of my salad?
They didn't want the footage in the video.
We got out, and I was like, oh, I'm 100% putting that in the vlog. That's hilarious. And then we argued with them. They didn't want it in. And I'm just like, that's bullshit. It's my car. I want to be able to put this in.
Once again, try to bribe them with a shout out.
And after a lot of convincing and me giving them a shout out, they let me put it in the video,
right?
Which I was really excited about.
A lot of convincing.
A lot of
They were on the fence about putting it in.
Trisha Paytas even said that she didn't consent to having one of her clips in David's videos, but he put it up anyway.
There's times where a person can change their mind and they decide that they no longer want to be associated, they no longer want to be in the video that I'm putting up, and then I'll take the video down.
Okay, so here David's talking about how people change their minds, and if they do, he's fine with it. He'll take the video down, he'll delete it. Well, that doesn't seem like it's always true.
And then I look a month later, and then the videos are unlisted on his channel, so people could still watch it as long as they have the link instead of just privating it and taking it down.
Unlisting a video isn't the same thing as deleting a video. You can still find it. If you have the link to an unlisted video, it's still there.
And there's also been moments where I've looked back on videos and I realized that these don't represent me anymore and they're hurtful to other people, and I don't want them up because I've grown, you know, as a content creator and as a person, and I don't agree with some of the videos I've posted.
You want to talk, but you're not talking, but everything you're saying is super ambiguous. You're making these huge sweeping generalizations. His response to all this has been the worst at every single turn.
If this sounds kind of like a generic apology, it's because he's done it before. June 20th, 2020, David Dobrik apologized for some insensitive jokes, I think, that he made in one of his vlogs. And he makes this apology. They're almost identical.
I've made over 600 videos, and I've made a bunch of TikToks, Vines, Instagram stories, tweets, the whole thing. Jason and I have made, I don't know, over 600-700 videos together. I couldn't even tell you. And I'm obsessed with what I do. I love being able to make people happy for a living. And the intention with every single video is to make people laugh. And I know it sounds so cheesy. I just want to make videos where everybody in it, you know, whether you're participating or watching, is enjoying and having a good time. And I missed the mark with that one. And with that being said, I feel like on a handful of occasions, I've just missed the mark on that.
Clearly, he has a legal team or something. I think his lawyers probably advised him to make a statement. A lawyer representing David Dobrik said David will be addressing his audience regarding the story.
With the Seth situation, I'm sorry to Seth because like I said, I would just want to make videos where everybody in it, you know, whether you're participating or watching, is enjoying and having a good time.
Okay, so at this part, What exactly is David talking about? He's talking about distancing himself from some of his older friends, specifically Dom. And this is where we get into the article.
With people in my life that I don't film with anymore, like Dom and, you know, the other people that I no longer film with, I chose to distance myself because I don't align with some of the actions, and I don't stand for any kind of misconduct, and I've been really disappointed by some of my friends, and for that reason I've separated from a lot of them. I think with any video I make, my main purpose is to make people happy. And
an article came out recently talking about how Dirty Dom, a girl named Hannah, they were at a party. Dom was trying to have a threesome with these girls, but they were blacked out drunk, couldn't consent. Hannah says she can't remember everything that happened that night because she says she was too drunk to consent. David's saying here that he's disappointed. He doesn't want to align himself with people like this. But 3 years ago, it doesn't seem that way at all because he's the one facilitating this entire thing. Listen to him in this interview that he did 3 years ago.
My buddy Dom made an Instagram story, and he's like, I want to have a fivesome tonight. Hit me up. And this girl hit him up, and she's like, I have friends. And she sent over all her friends' Instagram links. And he's like, yeah, come through. And 7 of them ended up showing up. And then they all, they were, when they all got there, they were like, oh, no, I don't have sex. And then
like blatantly in front of everybody.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want to have sex, except 2 of the girls wanted to have sex. So he just ended up having a threesome, which was still his first threesome, and it was very exciting for him. So
you guys sent like 3 of your friends in to confirm it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he didn't have sex with them unless we saw it with our own eye.
David not only encouraged what was happening, but he was filming it. He was providing these girls with alcohol.
The girls walked in and they were like, is this the guy we're having the 7th with?
some stroke of luck and master negotiating, Dom made progress.
It's a little strange because more things are resurfacing, like the stroke that he made after the threesome happened.
Dom just had a threesome, and I think we're all going to jail.
Oh, man.
I think we're all going to jail.
All right.
Oh,
that's it. Man. See you in 20 years.
So Kat, the person that did the article, went on the H3 podcast and had a quick interview, and she had some very important things to say about like the narrative that David was trying to construct with his editing style.
When both of them were talking about this idea that some of the scenes were reshot, it all kind of tied back to what they said. To Hannah in particular, she felt like the whole vlog misconstrued, which is the same thing that Seth, I think, said. Like, it was just this idea that David, in his editing, had like misconstrued what really happened that night. And particularly, like, you see the guys opening the door, like poking their heads in, and then when you see Dom and he's like drenched in sweat, I think like the image that's conjured up in the viewer's head is like, oh, like it was a success. It was positive in some way. Like it's super skeezy, but like positive for Dom. But also like you'll notice that the girls aren't there anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, they've just been completely cut out of the narrative at that point. And I think like to me, especially in retrospect, but even at the time, it's just like, regardless of whether these women were famous or not, regardless of whether what happened was consensual or not, like you're choosing to only tell the narrative from like the male perspective. The women are literally just props.
For sure.
At the end of the article, there is a quote from Hannah here. She says, "Of course, it would be nice to get an apology to get them to admit what they did was wrong. I was exploited for content and stripped of my autonomy." This is all such heavy stuff here. But let's listen to the final part of David's apology.
And I'm sorry if I've let you down, and things like that won't happen again. And I learned from my mistakes.
Okay, this sounds exactly this. This is literally exactly what he said before in the first. He's going word for word almost from his last year's apology.
Sorry if I've let you down, and things like that won't happen again. And I learned from my mistakes. And I also believe that actions speak a lot louder than words. I'm going to do better actively, and I'm going to do that consistently. And you know, you have my word for that, and I promise that. And if I'm anything, I'm a man of my word.
This is such a heavy topic to discuss, but if you guys want to know more, there is an article on Business Insider. If you don't want to pay to read the article, you can actually go to Kat's Twitter, because her Twitter kind of has the highlights. She breaks down a lot of what is said in here. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave me a thumbs up. I had to film this twice because the first time my microphone wasn't even connected. But I want to do something a little lighter, okay? Can we get back to the fun Asher show that you guys know and love? Go check out the Reddit r/the Asher show. Post your memes, post your questions, post your videos in here. I'll make a video on it probably next week. But guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll be back very soon with a brand new video. Peace.
And I think we're all going to jail.